What's up guys, it is I, once again, Yusuf El Saned, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review Cormac McCarthy's masterpiece in novels, which is Blood Meridian, a novel which is considered his masterpiece and one of the all-time greatest books in American history in terms of novels, and the way that Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian basically subverts the whole Western tropes found in movies, television, and other Western books to be found in stores, bookstores that is. And of course this book, guys and gals, completely subverts the whole mythology of the Western genre, of the Wild West, which we have become very accustomed to in movies, television, and books, etc., and presents a much more gothic, a much more gritty, darker, and far more realistic version of the Old West, a far more gritty representation of the Old West, which Cormac McCarthy presents right here in Blood Meridian, his masterpiece, and without question my favorite book of all time. Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian tells the story of this young boy, a 14-year-old boy who's basically nameless, and someone who was born to love violence, and someone whose fascination and lust for violence and for action consumes him throughout the story until the very end, when he grows up and becomes the man. Quote unquote, the man is what he's called. Before he would become the man, however, he's referred to as the kid at the beginning of his tale, which is basically a dark odyssey, very much the same kind of odyssey as Homer's The Odyssey, a dark odyssey found in Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. And the kid, guys and gals, once again, is a 14-year-old young man who is very illiterate and someone who cannot read or write, and someone who was born to love violence, and someone whose lust for violence consumes him. And this young man leaves his family at a very young age, at the age of 14, from his home state of Tennessee, where he was born into a poor family who had nothing to live for, especially his drunk father, who was a miserable alcoholic. And because of this, guys and gals, the kid runs away from home and seeks his fortune in the Old West in multiple states of the US of A, traveling across many states in the US of A, meeting new people and joining different groups, one group of which is an army led by Captain White, who would soon die in the story. And the kid would later join another gang, another group referred to as the Glanton Gang, who are led by Captain Joel John Glanton, who is the leader of the Glanton Gang, which consists of its leader, Joel John Glanton, the leader himself. And of course you have the kid and his close friend and partner, Toadvine, who he meets very early on in the novel at the beginning of his journey. And then you have Tobin, the ex-priest, who is this much older yet very wise and very philosophical man. And then you have the Brown brothers, one of who I believe his name is John Brown, though I'm not sure about his name. And then, guys and gals, you have the most sadistic, the most violent, and the purest form of evil in this world in the Old West many years ago. This man, this judge, as he's called, the judge, his name is Judge Holden. The judge is basically the antagonist of Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, whereas the kid is the anti-hero, not the kind of hero you would expect in this kind of novel, in this kind of story, this kind of tale, in which the hero is all good, all clean, squeaky clean, and someone who does things by the book. No, the kid, guys and gals, is someone who lusts for violence and is someone who shares many traits of Toadvine, Tobin, the ex-priest, Captain Joel John Glanton, and of course the judge. Though the kid, guys and gals, is someone who does learn by the end that he is no killer, he's no psychopath like the judge, because the judge, guys and gals, is an absolute psychopath. He is basically the devil incarnate, which makes the kid the anti-hero, the protagonist of this book, Blood Meridian. And these two, guys and gals, are polar opposites, yet they have to work together in the Glanton Gang under the leadership of Captain Joel John Glanton, as they cross many states in the US of A, and further crossing the Mexican Mexican border, unleashing violence, chaos, and carnage upon the people of both Mexico and of course the US of A, taking what they want and killing whoever they want because they can, because they are a gang, and this gang, guys and gals, abides by no law, no system, and no government. Their only leader is Captain Joel John Glanton of the Glanton Gang, and this guy, guys and gals, is an absolute racist, but someone who is a patriot and someone who loves his country. He loves America and believes that America has so much potential to grow, to become stronger, and of course to become great, a great nation he can be proud of as a white man, a white Christian man. And then you have the conflict between both the kid and the judge, the anti-hero and the villain, the protagonist and the antagonist. These two guys and gals are a perfect match, very much like how Batman and Joker are a perfect match for each other, which makes Batman the yin to Joker's yang, very much like how the kid is the yin to Judge Holden's yang. And these two guys and gals make this story all the more fascinating and all the more engaging. This kind of story is something I love and something I found to be most compelling and can only be written by Cormac McCarthy, a genius author who I respect so much and love his work very much. This book right here, Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, is the best of his work, which also includes No Country for Old Men, The Road, Child of God, and of course All the Pretty Horses, and the other two books which comes after All the Pretty Horses. This book is compelling, it's engaging, it's fascinating, and contains a story, guys and gals, I love very much, a dark odyssey, a dark gothic odyssey, which I found so interesting and so good. This was the book, guys and gals, I used to read back in school, back in high school, when I was alone and had no friends to play with, but had to rely on myself to do my studies, to do my homework, and to read this book, which I love very much. This book occupied my time during school, which includes breaks as well, or recess as you guys and gals in the US of A refer to as breaks, that is. And this book, guys and gals, I do recommend you read it. It's so good and has so many great characters, great interesting characters like Toadvine, Tobin the ex-priest, Captain Joel John Glanton, the Brown brothers, Judge Holden, the judge. The judge, guys and gals, is someone who is so scary, so interesting, and someone who is so despicable and is basically Satan incarnate or the devil incarnate, someone who is so evil and so vile, but someone who has your interest and has your attention, very much like how he had the intention of the kid himself. And the kid, guys and gals, I see many traits of myself in him. A young boy who grows to love violence and grows to love trouble, but someone who learns to grow up, mature, and to become a man. That's the tale of the kid and yours truly. This book, guys and gals, is so amazing. A masterpiece in every way. Cormac McCarthy's masterpiece. Thank you, guys and gals, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, and so much more. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.